Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. Today we're going to do something a bit different. This is your 2021 horoscope for those of you who were born under Life Path 9. So, welcome along to the new series. And before I get into what this is all going to look like for you in the year of 2021. What are the potential lessons that can come up? And what are the things that you should be focused on as a Life Path 9? First, I'm going to do a short breakdown, and I will most likely do a longer video down the road where I will break down Life Path 9 even further. But just a brief description for those of you who are new. And if you are new to this and you're not sure what your life path number is, it is your birth date and actually taking each of those numbers in your birth date, breaking them down until you get to one number. And if you are confused about how that works, I will leave a calculator down below so that you can go over to that calculator and get your correct life path number. There will also be 3 additional videos for those of you who have master numbers for your life path as well. And so that is another thing when you are calculating your life path number. If you get to 11, 22, or 33, you should not break it down any further than that. Those are master numbers. But today we're talking about Life Path 9. And so, what is Life Path 9? Life Path 9 is the path of the old soul. And so, essentially, what is happening is there are 9 numbers, including the master numbers and karmic numbers, but there are 9 main numbers as far as numerology goes. So, 1 through 9, and 9 being the last of the numbers. It is the number of completion, of endings. And so, for those of you who have Life Path 9, this shows that you have gone through the other numbers, right? This is a culmination of all of the numbers. So if you actually were to add up all the numbers, it would bring you back to 9 when you break it down. So 9 is all of the numbers combined. And I'm starting here because I am personally a Life Path 9. So I feel that I will have some more insight into this number specifically. And so for those of you who have Life Path 9, you are here as a humanitarian. You are here to share your wisdom because you have gained a tremendous amount of wisdom throughout your soul experiences, right? You have gone through each of those numbers, which brings us back to 9. And so, actually, to understand the 9, you have to understand all of the other numbers. The 1, that is about individuality. Those leadership qualities of the 1 are instilled in the 9, along with the patience, the nurturing of the 2. That is also within the 9. So there's a sense of responsibility, there's a sense of practicality that is there as well. The 9 is also a part of the 3, which is all about creativity, expression. And so there are lots of talents and creative abilities that are a part of the 9 as well. If you are a Life Path 9, you probably have multiple different skills and talents. And similar to the 2, although more practical, is the 4, which is all about routine, responsibility, your schedule. And so many of you with the Life Path 9 also have this potential to be very organized, very responsible, which takes us to the 5, which is all about adventure, freedom, change. And so this is also a huge part of who you are, where you have this desire for adventure, for discovering new heights in your life. Then that takes us to the 6, where there is another nurturing quality there similar to the 2. However, the 6 is more of the homemaker. It is more of the caretaker, right? The 6 is more of an energy of actually taking care of others. And so that quality is a part of who you are as well, where you have these healing abilities. You have this ability to actually help and inspire others in the world, which is a huge part of this nine that we will talk about in a moment. You also have the seven, which is about knowledge, spirituality, practicality. It is about learning. And so you have this knowledge within you as well, where you have gained a lot of wisdom and experience, especially on a spiritual level for those of you with the life path nine. You also have the eight in you, and the eight is about power, ambition, drive. It is the visionary. And so you have that ability in you as well, where you have a tremendous amount of energy, drive, motivation. You have goals. And interestingly enough, for those of you with Life Path 9, you most likely have too many goals because you are carrying all of these numbers, and so you are spread out in multiple different directions. Once again, you have multiple different talents. You have all of this energy, all of this drive, all of this knowledge. And so, one of the biggest challenges for Life Path 9 is actually deciding which direction to go in. Many of you have multiple different goals or different directions that you are trying to achieve at once. And so the biggest lesson for a lot of life path nines is to pick one thing at a time. And as you move through life, you will be able to accomplish all of these different talents and goals. So choosing one direction at a time instead of putting the weight of the world on your shoulders doing multiple different tasks. Another huge thing that a Life Path 9 has to understand is your healing abilities. Again, you have that energy of the two where you are very sensitive, very nurturing. You have that energy of the four where you're very responsible and dedicated. And you have the energy of the six where you're very nurturing. And so you have a lot of healing ability in you. And people can sense that, they can feel that. And so essentially, what you have to understand is not to completely sacrifice or give yourself away all of the time. So, a huge theme for Life Path 9 is feeling drained, feeling overworked, not feeling like you have the energy or motivation to help those in need, especially when you are spreading yourself thin because you have this ability to help others, you have this desire to help others. You want to make sure you are recharging your energy, that you are taking care of yourself and your needs first before giving from an empty cup. And so that's a huge theme for Life Path 9, right? You are selfless. Many of you watching this most likely want to help others and are not looking for anything in return. So, huge lesson is to make sure to take care of yourself, to make sure that your health, that your needs are all in check, that you are loving and supporting yourself first and foremost before giving to anyone. That being said, most of you are a teacher or a healer. You are here to share with the world. You are here to help others. So that is a huge mission. And by the way, this is a mission that can be accomplished in multiple different ways. And so if you are a dancer or a singer, for example, that is still a form of sharing and giving back to the world, right? Many of you watching this are most likely thinking that you are not necessarily a healer per se, but you are healing in your own way of sharing, of inspiring, of spreading joy to others. And so that is a huge possibility for many of you watching this. Another huge lesson to understand for Life Path 9, which takes us back to the 1, the 5, and the 8. Having this combination does create conflict or difficulties when dealing with others. Why? Because you have the leadership skills of the 1, you have the freedom seeking of the 5, and you have the power and ambition of the 8. And so many of you have difficulty with authority or with giving up control. So, letting go is another huge theme of Life Path 9. If you are having difficulty with letting others have the reign, letting others have a say, even for just a moment, this is a huge sign that you are having difficulty with releasing, with letting go. So, that is another huge theme that is happening. As you are wanting this independence, you're wanting to feel this leadership role, you're wanting to claim your authority for many of you. So, remembering that you have these abilities, you have this knowledge, these talents, where you want to take the lead or you want to share what you have to others. And so, one of the huge themes here is continuing to remain humble, right? Which, with the two, the four, and the six, that humbleness is a huge part of who you are already. And so it is easy for many of you to find that flexibility to move into more of a humble place. Remembering that if someone doesn't ask for your wisdom or doesn't ask for your help, that it may not be in your position to share it. So that sense of independence, of leadership, of authority is strong in you, but understanding how to use it properly is a huge theme for Life Path 9 as well. Overall, you have so much potential in you. You have so much of all of these other numbers combined, giving you all of this great talent, potential, abilities to share and put into the world to make a difference. And so, what is going on for you in the year of 2021? Well, 2020 was probably not your favorite year. Why? Well, because Life Path 9, as I was mentioning before, is a culmination of all of the numbers. Therefore, whatever universal year we are going through becomes your personal year. So you are actually tapped into the collective and what is going on universally. And so this has been a universal 4 year. It has been this year of collapse, of rebuilding structures, of restrictions, of rules, of finding new ways of scheduling, of planning, of taking care of responsibilities. So it has been a very serious year as it's been carrying that vibration of 4, and especially on a higher octave, carrying the master number 22, which has all been about teaching us something new. This has been a karmic time going through this 22 year that is the master teacher. So, this has, on a personal level, affected you as well. Many of you have most likely experienced difficulties during this year, especially towards the beginning of the year. This has been a huge year, especially for those of you with Life Path 9 who have not been completely tapped into your six energy of responsibility, of planning things out accordingly. Those of you who have not been completely tapped into that two energy, once again, of responsibility. So, this has most likely been difficult for you if you have not been in tune with that two, with that 4, and with that 6 vibration, because this has been a year of understanding responsibility, of planning, of taking care of the things that need to be addressed in your life. And so, for some of you, you may have experienced health issues, you may have experienced some difficulties with focusing, with planning, with getting work done. And so this has been a huge year of really starting to plan more, of being more responsible, of having everything in order the way that it is meant to be. And so moving into the next year, we are shifting into a number 5 year. That 5 vibration, once again, is about freedom, it's about change. And so that is a huge theme that is approaching, once again, as you are the universal number. So next year is your personal 5 year, where next year, some of that weight from 2020 is going to be lifted. You're going to feel more free, you're going to feel more energetic, as the number 5 carries the vibration of Mercury. Mercury, this planet of communication, of travel, where there is a lot more freedom to really express yourself, to really have more fun, to enjoy life moving forward. And although we are in this pandemic and you may not get the freedom necessarily to travel or to experience what you want outside of your world, this is a huge time of exploring your inner world and really being more open to new experiences, to new ideas. If you are getting information flow during this next year, really tapping into that, utilizing it to create something new, to build a new business, to work on a new project, to create success for yourself. So, a lot that is opening up coming into this next year. You may see some romance or you may see some new friendships come in this next year. So, this is a huge time as we're shifting into this number 5 year. Now, that was what to expect for your year coming forward. A lot of new ventures, new changes that can potentially come in, opportunities opening up for you. But one of the lessons that can potentially come from this next year is that things may not be as secure as you want them to. Once again, that number 5 year is about freedom, it's about change, it's about flexibility. And so there can be a lot of that flexibility and change happening. And so if you are a life path 9 who likes stability, who likes comfort, who likes for things to stay the same, that can be a challenge coming up. Now, if you are a life path 9 who is more flexible, more open to changes, this is going to be a huge relief coming into this next year. And ultimately, this number 5 year coming up is going to be beneficial for those of you with Life Path 9, as Life Path 9 is controlled by Mars, by that Martian energy of fighting for a cause, of standing up for what is right. And so, Mars and Mercury are friends. So, this is going to be a beneficial year for you coming up. So that was your 2021 horoscope for Life Path 9s. Let me know if you enjoyed this new series. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new content moving forward as we're shifting into this next year. I want to thank you all once again, and I will see you in the next video.